Why are you stuck or stagnating in a given area in your life? Explore maybe one area where you're feeling stuck or you're stagnating and you're not really happy or satisfied. And let's see what's keeping you there. One of the very core principles is you get what you tolerate. This for me was an absolute game changer. Once I started to realize that in order to upgrade, to up-level different areas in my work, my fitness, in my life, I had to stop maintaining and tolerating the aspect I was in now. This totally changed my mindset. Because here's what happens. If we decide that we can tolerate it, we're not really happy with it, we complain, we're not really satisfied, but it's okay, then you're never going to change because it's okay. People tolerate terrible marriages, people tolerate terrible work conditions, people tolerate unhealthy relationships with their friends because it's okay. And if you accept that, then you're maintaining it. This is one of the most deceiving things that can happen, which is that we think that we're not maintaining it because we're not doing anything proactively towards maintaining it. But if you don't take a proactive action to change it, by default, you are maintaining this. Let me repeat it. If you're not taking any conscious action to change, for instance, your work situation or your exercise routine or how you're eating or your sleep pattern, then you are maintaining what you currently have. So you're tolerating a certain set of circumstances and it's repeating itself. Often we feel we're not contributing towards it because we're not really doing anything about it. So I'm not making it worse. But if you're not taking any actions, you're not improving it either. And so for this, we need to change. What are you tolerating in your life right now that you no longer want to tolerate? What's something that you're not satisfied with that you've been tolerating for too long? See how this is a game changer. See how this can shift the way you think about things. You don't have to continue tolerating circumstances that you're not happy and fulfilled with. You can start taking action to change them. So why is it that you then stagnate or get stuck or continue tolerating? Because there's fear, there's change, there's action involved, there's effort. These things don't just change automatically. You need to put in the effort to change them. And this is tricky sometimes. So we want to look at how you can make this easy for yourself. Well, first things first. 2 core drives of motivation: pain, pleasure, right? The stick and the carrot. So when you look at your current circumstances in your life, in your work, that concrete example that you have in your mind where you're not satisfied, draw a picture 5 years from now. What would the situation look like if you didn't do anything to change it? Let's say you're not happy in your work circumstances. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, same work, and you haven't done anything to improve or change it. What does it look like? How do you feel? What emotions come up when you think about this? Vividly imagine what your work situation would be like if you don't change anything. And you need to land with this, and you need to really embrace what it looks like. And I'm saying work as an example. Could be relationship, could be health, could be any other area that you choose to focus on. The main thing is to take where you're at now, push it 5 years from now, having made 0 progress on it and having not taken any action or done anything to improve it. Now, in contrast, 5 years from now, but you've taken steps towards a change and a transformation each day. 1% improvement. One small action here, one small action there. If we look at health, for instance, you started walking a bit more, then after a while you got into running, then you started going a bit to the gym, then maybe you began dancing, and just look over 5 years how it compounds and what state would your life then be like, or your health or your work, depending on the area you choose 5 years from now. And fully see that. See the emotions that come up. See how you'd feel if you created that transformation for yourself 5 years from now. Because if the pain of not changing isn't strong enough If the pleasure of creating that change isn't strong enough, you won't change. And all that will happen is 5 years, 10 years from now, you'll have regret. You'll think, why didn't I do that sooner or earlier or before? But you don't have to reach to this point 10 years from now, 20 years from now, having wasted the last 20 years and not made progress. You can look at it now and anticipate and visualize and quit tolerating what you're tolerating right now and take the actions towards what you really would like to achieve. It doesn't have to be big. One change at a time, Kaizen, 1% improvement, just like Atomic Habits with James Clear, just 1%. We only want to do incremental changes because apart from anything else, it's more sustainable. Of course, sometimes you might get some big leaps of changes when you get inspired or you have a great peer group, but it's more sustainable to do like 1%, gradual improvement. And it all begins with you, A, being 100% clear, what is that situation or part of your life that you're not satisfied in? And B, start taking action towards where you would like to be going instead. And as soon as you commit inside yourself to going in that direction, as soon as you start creating these actions, you build the momentum. And then things start to shift. But it really all begins with you stopping tolerating something that is not aligned, something that doesn't feel good, something that isn't fulfilling you. Because as long as you're just accepting that that's what it is, and you're just tolerating, and it's okay, it's not great, but it'll do, that's fine, it's fine, then why would you ever have the urge to change? Something happens when you stop tolerating this. You get the drive, you get the motivation. It's like a wake-up call. You choose that you're taking action, you're taking ownership of the situation, you take it in your own hands, and you're going to move forward with it. There's a whole drive and energy, there's a whole shift in your way of thinking and emotions when you go from, I am no longer willing to tolerate this situation, I will do something about it. And some people, when they do that, it's radical changes within a week, and sometimes it's gradual, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're going in a direction that's aligned for you. All stems, stop tolerating what isn't aligned, look at where you would like to be going, feel the pain of not changing, feel the joy of changing, and then start implementing incremental actions to go in the right direction. This is organic growth, it's organic transformation, it's gradual, it's progressive, it's not overnight success. But this is how you can lead a life that's aligned, fulfilling, that brings joy to you, because you're not just on autopilot repeating old patterns over and over again. You're choosing conscientiously to direct it towards something that is meaningful for you, something that you would like to progress on. And that's where the joy happens, the flow, the energy, life. So stop tolerating what isn't aligned and start to take action on what is important for you and what is meaningful for you. Thank you for tuning in.